This apology is sponsored by that really crappy Game of Thrones web game that you keep seeing ads for. That's right. Kotaku has now, again, continued their apology tour. This is day 2 of their apology tour, except this one is full of ads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Holy cats. We can see the top reply. I feel like apologies on behalf of the website should not have ads running on their pages. You not only profited from the disturbing imagery, you take those same people who took offense and apologize to them, but also double dip and get more money as well. It makes the apology feel disingenuous when partway through I see an ad for the newest cell phone. This is why you never, ever bend the knee, because apologizing is something that I think should be done in the right situations, like when you genuinely feel it, not when someone demands it. Now, if you've been following this story, it's been a wild one. It started with Kotaku posting steamy scenes between a cartoon, Misty from Pokemon and multiple suitors, as well as Hermione Granger from Harry Potter, and some special scenes as well with that, and all sorts of other things. Lots of people taking part in and entering and exiting various holes. And, of course, I knew it would be a mess. My original video covering that article was to point out that, first of all, the hilarious hypocrisy coming from Kotaku, a place that is constantly talking about how you shouldn't objectify people, yet here's an article doing just that. In particular, in video games and in movies, in this particular one, combine them both. But you can see they're not buying, they're not accepting your apology. Thank you for at least apologizing for the article, though I do disagree with the decision not to delete it. That being said, you're the editor-in-chief. How is it that you didn't see that article at all until it was already up? I get Kotaku is technically a blog and not a proper news site. But if writers are able to put up whatever they want with zero oversight, what was the point of even having an editor? We have multiple editors. I don't see every article, but as I said, the buck still stops with me. This comment section is amazing. Catherine is a managing editor at Splinter, and she's all but given up at doing a decent job since Libby went to the New Republic. Editor-in-chief implies that there are other editors, and that the chief among them may not review every single article. I mean, I suppose if that's what we're going to get working about, we're going to get upset about. It wasn't a great article, but I'm not sure why it required an apology. What's the harm in apologizing? A lot, because it opens the door to more people demanding an apology. I was expecting this article apology, but more importantly, I really hope you guys stop making trash articles, like the one with these type of themes just for clicks. I know that's the norm on all the Gizmodo media, but we expect more from you guys since a lot of your staff is still OG writers and the editors who people here appreciate. There's not another trash gaming blog, it's a culture blog that's often quoted on mainstream media when it comes to gaming culture stories. You guys need to hold yourself to a higher standard. I don't want to be too hard on Kate because she was probably contracted to make the exact type of article from the start, but her content is not what I'm here for, and I believe a lot of people share my opinion on this. Well, yeah, her entire job is to write clickbait for this website, particularly gross stuff, at least in my opinion. And I will say, of course, I don't have any problem with the article. My own stupid mistake linking to it brought a strike down on my channel, but that's my own stupid fault as well. But let's see apology number 2 and see if they get it right this time. I haven't seen. There actually must be a lot going on behind the scenes that I'm unaware of, because to have a second apology in 12 hours seems really serious. They must be keeping their pitchforks behind closed doors, or maybe this is all to try and appeal to the people at Reset Era, but this is hilarious. So by the way, again, The article was to review bad Rule 34 videos, okay? It was not a great article. It wasn't anything that interested me until such a point in where I knew that people would be mad at Kotaku. I don't have any problem with the article existing at all. I'm not offended by it. But I think it's hilarious to watch these people eat each other. On Tuesday afternoon, we published an article headlined "Animated Video Game Spicy Videos Could Be a Lot Better and Less Gross." It was a piece we immediately regretted, and that's what I wanted to talk to readers about. You apparently continued to regret it. I can spare you a click. It was about popular animated spicy videos involving well-known gaming and geek franchises, Harry Potter, Pokemon, and Zelda. I don't think it was, actually. It wasn't about popular videos, because I think the videos that they were showing were really poor. I've seen the quality of some of the Overwatch-type videos out there and other stuff like that. These couldn't have been popular. Maybe they were popular in 2001, maybe? It initially included spicy screen caps from videos, as well as the writer's description of what she saw while she watched them with a friend. And don't forget her friend's dog. And by the way, don't forget to try out this web game for Game of Thrones. Just kidding, don't try it out. What we published was upsetting to many readers and me. They must have got a bunch of angry letters. It's the only thing I can think. It was also an uncharacteristically bad call by the people involved, who have expressed to me their regret over the story and the pain that it caused readers. Imagine looking at an article and thinking to yourself, this is going to cause me... Actually, Nye's Hardware Shop. Make sure you get there to get your snowblower service done today. Imagine looking at an article thinking, you know, I can actually use this like a real-world example, saying like, oh man, another article about some idiot YouTuber doing horrible things to kittens. Then reading it, then complaining that it affected you in a negative way. I mean, you knew the article was what it was by the headline. You knew the author. You knew everything that was going on in that article. You don't necessarily have a right to be offended by it, but I digress. Once I saw the article, after it was live, unfortunately, we began removing the images from the post and preparing a statement that was ultimately put on top of the article. Immediately, within an hour, they had the statement up. They said, this story is a part of our regular coverage. We talked about that, the regular coverage, the intersection of clicks and spicy images, we'll just say, because that's essentially what it was. This is something we do to generate clickbait. You know, one of the articles was about like a jizz cafe or something like that in The Sims. I've continued to think a lot about the piece this week, as I've reviewed how we got here and why our editorial processes failed this time. Well, you flew too close to the sun. You want to get those sweet retweets and clicks, and you got called out for it. Ultimately, that's what this is. We pride ourselves on being willing to cover topics in and around gaming culture, including spicy videos, and others may find and things others find taboo. Occasionally, we'll publish pretty breezy articles about a new hookup game, or about fandom's excitement about, quote, shipping a pair of popular grown-up characters. Which, by the way, that is really the only problem I have with this article, considering the source. They've constantly derided, you know, judging people based on their physical appearance, and they do it all the time. They have entire articles dedicated. Don't they have articles dedicated to all the best gaming butts or something like that? I mean, at least be consistent. We know you don't mean what you say, but at least be consistent with it. We will investigate or closely analyze an interesting, if not always positive, aspect of spicy games and their developers, content creators, and communities around them. No, you don't. No, you don't do that. You publish clickbait. You publish, I created a hookup club in The Sims 4 and everyone got pregnant. Like, that's a literal article you wrote. That's not deep diving. That's not investigating. For this story, I wish we'd taken that rigorous approach. From the comments under the article, it's clear that many of you said that's what you expected. For example, what does it mean that these parody videos about these particular franchises, many of which feature teenage characters and whose source material is geared towards young adults, why are they so popular on websites like the Hubs, some with more than 700,000 views? How? Now that could be one viewer watching it 700,000 times, by the way. How do the creators and industry around them operate? Is there a moral debate around them? As often is fan fiction and fan art communities for franchises that feature younger audiences, and so on. We needed more of that level of scrutiny and nuance far more than we needed these type of screenshots. Those images of fictional characters from Harry Potter and the others hooking up were not just shocking, but repulsive to readers. The text of the article begged for a different framing than what people clicking on it got. That's ultimately on us, editors, to have ensured. We did not. Our editorial team is resolved that this will not happen again. Uncomfortable as it might be, we strive to own our mistakes at Kotaku. While we don't remove articles... Yeah, that's really owning it. Publishing not one but two apologies, both with ad revenue on it. Right? That's really owning your mistake. Look here, let me give you a real example of what owning a mistake is. Okay? I don't know, a couple of weeks ago, Exclusively Games published an article that had something like entitled gamers in the headline. I didn't know. I'm not involved in the day-to-day of the website. I have meetings with the staff, sometimes several times a week. I provide vision and I fundraise it and I bankroll it. Okay? And that's what the CEO does. I don't write the articles. I don't review them. Somebody said to me, holy, look at this. There's this crazy article. The first thing I did was email my editor and say, take the article down, delete it. And then I said, don't ever print anything like that ever again. And that was the end of it. That's taking responsibility. You take it down. You don't issue an apology with AdSense in it and talk about it for weeks on end, keeping buzz going for your website. You just delete it. In fact, you delete it and you leave behind, this article was a bad idea. Sorry. And that's the end of it. That's like when YouTubers upload their apology videos and they have 8 ad breaks in them. I hope this apology will convey the sense that we get it. We've screwed up on this one in obvious ways that we hope you'll be able to forgive. There's no erasing anything from the internet, but there's also no sense of trying to hide from it. We won't. We apologize to all of you. We badly failed to meet our own standards for all of this. What are your standards, Kotaku? I mean, legitimately, I will say that your website has been relatively tame lately, but this looks bad. This is a bad look. 5, 6, 7 ad blocks, and this is pretty hilarious. But, I still wouldn't have apologized. Just delete it and move on. People make mistakes, but I don't cater to this audience of people. I don't cater to people that would demand an apology from me, and therefore it's funny to me to watch them eat each other. Hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video, and I really hope you enjoyed it. Above, you'll find some links to watch more videos, as well as a nice big button to subscribe, which I hope you'll do. If you did enjoy it, make sure before you go that you leave a like and a comment on the video, because you are the #1 reason this channel continues to grow, and I appreciate you.